Hello and good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me, RozB. You know what? I am just a gal, a country gal, red dirt and trees from Oklahoma. And I just love to empower and inspire and encourage and celebrate people, especially our ladies, right? Who are movers and shakers and those that are doing their thing and rising to the top. And, God has just surrounded me with some awesome, awesome people. Sometimes we don't even get to speak with the people who inspire us. So I thought, because I know some of you may know, some of you may not know her, but my guest today, and she's really not a guest, she's like fam, she's my business colleague, she's an inspiration, but I want to bring from the bench to the forefront to your Zoom, to your live. I want to introduce Miss Iron Diva Felicia Cox. Now, I have to preface this by saying I met her online. So, social media is not all bad when there are people like Felicia who is living her life out loud, that's shining each and every day. You can definitely see that God's hand is upon her life. So, long story short, I had saw her feed, and number one, I was very intrigued, number one, by her physique. Because I'm like, we all want to be fit. Not everybody wants to make the sacrifices, and we'll talk about that with Miss Felicia. Not everybody wants to make the sacrifices that she has to be a champion. Um, Not everybody will, but they will wish upon a star that they look like she looks. But I tell you, what is amazing is that she is a well-rounded woman. She's not only a successful business owner, she's a bodybuilder, she's a fitness coach, she's a meal prep coach, and she's a financial coach. Oh my God. And that's how we met. We are in a group together, and she'll get to talk about it just a little bit toward the end. But, it's about those multiple streams because God says that we can have what He says we can have, and we can be everything that God says that we can be. But we got a responsibility. And Felicia is the epitome and the greatest example of what it means to bring your promise into now, to bring your future into now, and to awaken to achieve your dreams. So, without further ado, Felicia, tell people who you are, a little bit about your background. And you have an awesome competition coming up this Saturday, and I really want to talk about that. And as she talks, we'll have some information scrolling across the bottom so that you can know how to come support her if you're here local. Take it away, Fee.
Roz, thank you so much for reaching out to me and wanting to interview me. I'm very
Yes.
honored. I'm very honored for that. Well, as you know, my name is Felicia Cox, and I've actually adopted the name Iron Diva. And my husband actually came up with the name. We were in bed one night, and I was like, I need to come up with a name. And I wanted something iron that sound kind of strong, but I wanted something, diva girly, because just because I have muscles doesn't mean I can't be feminine and
Come
girly.
on.
So we came up with the name Iron Diva. So that's how I got the nickname Iron Diva. So a lot of people know me by that. And originally from Little Rock, Arkansas. I've been in Texas since 1997. So I consider Texas my home now. And so when I moved, I've always been athletic. I was a cheerleader in high school. I was a cheerleader in college. I ran track. So I've always, been very athletic. And when I moved here, I ended up seeing a young lady, and she was very physically fit. And I was very intrigued by her physique. And I'm like, man, I want to look like that. And so she introduced me to her trainer, and his name's Derry, and that was back in 2004. And me and Derry are still great friends to this day. He was my trainer for a very long time. And he said, hey, have you ever thought about competing in bodybuilding? I'm like, I don't know. When you hear bodybuilding, you think of huge muscles. You think of manly looking. I'm like, I don't want to look like a man. And he, was showing me different divisions that you could enter in. And so I'm like, okay, let's try it. And so Derry trained me for my first bodybuilding show back in 2004. And I think I placed like fifth place, which was fine. That was my first time going out. And that's how I was able to get into bodybuilding and fitness.
Goodness, I tell you. So, Felicia, I know when I've ran and when I've gone to the gym just to do some cardio, anything that pushes you, it hurts. Like it hurts. And I don't know the scientific breakdown of what happens to your body when you body build, but you got to be tearing up some muscles to build some muscles. And I I just want to ask some questions that others may have that may want to follow your path or maybe somewhere in between. Is it a mindset that you develop first, or do you develop strength as an endurance by pushing yourself? I mean, which started first? It's like the chicken or the egg. Do you have to have the strong mindset, or do you get physically fit first?
You know what? First, getting into fitness, I don't think anyone or anything, I don't think anyone has the mindset yet until you actually get into it. So I think when I first started working out, I think I was just kind of going through the motions, going to the gym, lifting the weights, getting stronger. But I really didn't get it or develop the mindset until I took it serious. Once I started taking it serious, then I knew that it really wasn't about the physical strength. It was really about the mental strength. I mean, even to this day, as long as I've been competing in bodybuilding, I mean, I still struggle sometimes, just keeping my mind focused on, as I say, getting to the finish line. So the mindset will come as you get serious about it.
Right. Well, I tell you, I knew 9 months ago you said, "Hey, I'm about to start training. Y'all gonna see me transform." And I've watched your feed, and I guess it is true that those abs are first made in the kitchen, right? How important is the diet and the weightlifting and the exercise to getting that physique?
The diet is 90% of it. The
Wow.
saying goes, you cannot outwork a bad diet. So if you don't properly eat the food that you're supposed to eat, I don't care how much you work out, I don't care how much you run on the treadmill, I don't care if you work out 6 days a week. If you don't get the diet, and when I mean diet, I don't mean, oh, go get on a diet. I mean, I'm talking about your meals. If you don't eat properly, then you're not going to see the results that you should see. And also, you have to drink water. I'm really, really big. I want to say probably water is number one, and then the diet is second.
Oh, you
The water,
serious?
yes, the water
What,
is.
what what does the water do? Because contrary to popular belief, I've heard you say that on a couple of feeds, and you keep preaching it and then preaching it. I think some people feel, well, water is gonna make me weigh more. Water is gonna blow me up. So what's the truth? What's the fallacy?
Well, water, your body naturally produces water, right? So the more water you drink, the less your body will retain, because now you're going to be able to urinate the water out of your body. So if you don't drink water, your body just holds on to it. So a lot of times when you start working out and you start losing that first 10 pounds, typically that's water weight that you're losing. So water is very important. It's lubricating your organs. It's good for your hair, your skin, your nails, your lips. I mean, everything revolves around water. Even this past week, I had to water load because the more water my body was consuming, it's the fastest I was getting it in, it was getting out really fast, quick
Wow.
out of my body. So I
Wow.
did a water load of 2 gallons of water, and I do not recommend anyone to do that. Mine is just an extreme case because I'm water loading and depleting water. But I was taking in 2 gallons of water for 4 days. And that's very, very hard, but I don't recommend that. I recommend you consult your doctor first. but your doctor probably will tell you at least get in half of your body weight in ounces of water. So if you
Wow.
don't know what that is, just Google how much water should I drink in ounces per your weight. And of course, Google will tell you, if it's 4 bottles a day or if it's 6 bottles a day or 8 bottles a day.
Right, right. So, Felicia, can you share on this journey? Did you actually lose weight and then bulk up, or did you just start where you are?
Yes. Just like everybody else, when the pandemic hit, I too gained weight. I was at home eating any and everything that I wanted to eat. So I did, yep, I did gain some weight. And so my coach, she did put me on a meal plan where I needed to drop some body fat first. I needed to lose some pounds, like about
Um,
12 pounds first before she can, start building the body up. Because the thing is, you cannot um, tone fat. Muscle is not going to form around fat. You have to drop the fat
wow.
first before you can start sculpting the body. So yeah, I did
N-
have to lose some weight.
Okay, so I'm gonna go here, Felicia, because there are some who have a difficult time losing weight, getting in shape. And I've heard people say, goodness, I don't know if it's hormonal, I don't know if it's stress, if any of those things play a part. But do you believe in surgical removal, or do you feel really people can really own their journey and lose the fat and the weight that they want?
I think if you are morbidly obese, then you may need some help because now it's more psychological when
Okay.
you're that big. So you may have to, take those measures. But I think even before you do that, your doctor is going to tell you to lose weight on your own. Me
Right.
personally, I would prefer you to try to do any and everything you can yourself before you go underneath the knife. You do have some people that lose a lot of weight on their own and then they have this loose skin. So if that loose skin is uncomfortable for you, then I feel like if you want to make the choice to get the skin removed, then yes, I think you should do that. But I really want you to do all that you can before you go underneath the knife. Because even getting surgery mentally, you still have to have your mind right.
You're
You
the
still got to eat right. You still
you're
got to
still the
exercise.
same person.
You
Right,
still,
right,
yeah, you
right.
still, and I've seen a lot of people who have gotten the surgery thinking that's a quick fix, but the mind wasn't fixed. So
Right, right. So, Felicia, how much time do you spend in the gym?
when I am competing for a competition, I can train from 2 to 2.5 hours a day.
Okay.
Easy. Hmm.
Easy. So, you mind sharing what do you listen to when you train? What music?
You know what? In the early stages of when I was just really trying to get my mind right and my mindset right, I would listen to a lot of self-help books,
Oh,
motivational
wow.
speakers. I love Les Brown. So I needed to get that in my head and my system to keep me motivated. Okay. So then once I was motivated and I'm like, okay, let's do this thing, then I'll listen to my rap. I like rap music.
Hey, yeah, yeah, I definitely
And
get it.
sometimes I'll listen to my neo soul music if I'm on the treadmill. It just depends on what mood I'm in.
Right, right. So, how much cardio out of your workout do you get in? What's the recommendation?
I do about 45 minutes of cardio. So after I've done my 2 hour or sometimes an hour and a half workout, then I will do a 45-minute cardio at the end of my workout. And I might do that 3 days a week. Now that I'm in a competition, I do it every day. But if I'm just every day working out, I'll do it like 3 days a week.
Absolutely. So let's talk about your diet. I know it ain't turkey and gravy and all of that. So, ooh, so have you acquired a taste for your diet? I mean, do you psych yourself out to say this is yummy, or is it really yummy? What do you eat?
It's actually good food because you're eating chicken, fish, turkey, vegetables. The problem is you're eating it for 9 months straight. So that's where you get bored. The taste is just like blah. But one thing about it, when you're competing for a show, you're not really eating for taste anymore. You're eating for fueling your body so your body can do what it needs to do.
I'm still like, I know I'm tripping, but I am still just amazed as to the discipline, the commitment, and the tenacity that you have. Get up and do this every day. Now, if people will go to your Facebook page and you can tell people where to follow you, you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. And Felicia is all but this tall, but she is so fit. So, Felicia, how much are you going to be weighing in at this Saturday's competition? And how tall are you? And what category are you entering?
Okay, I will be entering the figure division. So, and we go by height class. So my height is going to be A class, which is 5 feet to 5'4", I believe. So I'll
Okay.
be, in class A. And um, man, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm ready
Yes.
for it to.
Yes.
I'm ready for it to. I'm ready to get there, and I'm ready to show people what I have.
That's right. And I know, and I just feel really strong that you're going to come home with the goal. So, do you have a coach that teaches you how to walk, stand, pose? Or did you just learn that
Yeah.
on your own?
No, I do have a competition coach. Her name is Dee Jackson, and I reached out to Dee some years ago when I was sick some years ago, and I was coming back, the rebirth of Iron Diva from being sick. And I reached out to her, and at the time, she wasn't taking any clients. I'm like, okay. So then I reached out to her years later, and she's like, yeah, I'll take you on. But she, gives me my meal plans. She also gives me my workouts, and we also pose together. Like, she's very, very strict. She's really good at what she does. She is an IFBB bodybuilding pro competitor, so she really knows her stuff. And she works with me through Zoom. She lives out of town, so we'll do like a FaceTime. Like when we get off of
Wow.
here, I have to, pose for her, send her pictures so she can look at me like every day, twice a day now, because we're so close to the show. She wants to see what I look like, because if I'm flat or if I'm not looking the way I look, then she can pull, this or add this to my body. So Dee
Right.
is really, really good. I know when I first started out, I know you were talking about weight. I started out at 130 pounds, and this morning I was 121 pounds. So
Goodness.
hopefully between now and Saturday, I will probably drop another 5 or 6 pounds in the next 2 days.
Oh God, that's incredible. So, do
Yes.
you mind sharing? Because I know people is like, well, yeah, you're used to this. You've done this before. That's your lane. That's your vein. And I was just talking with you earlier how you are such an inspiration for anybody that wants to achieve anything because you're resilient, because you keep going, and because you set a goal before you and you don't give up, even though it's hard. But life happens, Felicia, and definitely since we've been in this pandemic, and people have lost loved ones, and maybe people have gone through um, something medical. But you have a story, a quick testimony. Can you share, on your journey, your setback, but how you came back?
Absolutely. Back in 2016, I had gone in. It was supposed to be an outpatient surgery, a hysterectomy. It was going to be laparoscopic, something very quick and simple. I had suffered from fibroid tumors pretty much from the age of 18 on up until 2016, and just finally I had just gotten tired of it. So when my doctor performed the surgery, she accidentally cut my bladder. And when she cut my bladder,
Oh
they had
my.
to, yes, they had to immediately call the urologist in to repair the bladder. And when he came in to repair it, we did not know that it wasn't repaired correctly until 3 weeks later when I came back, and the bladder was still leaking uncontrollably. Like I couldn't stop urinating on myself. And so, but the bad part about it is because I just had the hysterectomy, I had just had the bladder repair, I had too much soft tissue in there for another doctor to come in and repair it. So I had to wait 5 months before and get some healing, done before another doctor could come in and repair it. So once that was over with, doctor was able to come in 5 months later and repair the bladder. But that was another 5 months recovery because now this bladder has to stay completely dry. So you guys don't know about quarantine. I was quarantined literally to my couch for a year. Like I could not leave my house. I could not even leave my couch. And during that time, yes, during that time, I developed anxiety really, really bad. I developed depression really, really bad. And I gained a lot of weight too. So once the year was over, I just said, Lord, man, I have to get my mind back right because those thoughts got very, very dark. And so I just said, God, I just need your help. And, he said, just hold on. I can just hear him every day just say, just hold on. And I really believe during that year, it was like he was the mad scientist working on something inside of me. And I had no idea what he was building inside of
Come
me.
on now.
Yeah. So once
Mm.
that year was over, I got the courage to go back to the gym and, get on the treadmill and walk for 5 minutes because that's all I could stand. I could barely throw a sock across the room. I could barely hold a 3-pound weight, but I
So,
was.
Felicia, so would you say in that time you were going through that, you basically had to start over
Oh,
with building?
absolutely. Yes. And you know what? I have never had to start over. I've never been that weak. I've never not been able to lift weights. So this was brand new for me. I could not lift a 3-pound weight. I was that weak. And so, yeah, I had to rebuild myself. And it took me about 8 months. And I was very determined to get back to,
Woo!
where I was. And so I challenged myself. I'm like, you know what? I want to compete for a show, and here we go with this finish line again. I got to get to the finish line. And so I challenged myself to get back to where I am now. And so I did. And I competed in a competition in 2018 because it took me about 8 months to get my body show ready. And when I got there, I got on stage and I won first place.
Oh my God, I got chills all over my body. I really want to start speaking in tongues because this is the glory of God all over your
Yes,
life.
yes,
My God, won't he do it? Then
yes.
Felicia, if you don't mind saying, and if I'm putting you on the spot, you don't have to. How young are you?
I will be 46 July 12th. So in just a couple months, I will be
Man,
old. Mm-hmm.
and you are still climbing. You're still
Yes,
finishing strong.
yes.
What's next after this, Felicia?
Okay, so after the competition on Saturday, I get a chance to have a couple of days where I can
Eat your
eat
potato
whatever I
chips.
want. Yes, I love chips and crackers. And so I will have my bag of chips. People that are coming, I'm probably going to have hundreds of bags of chips because everybody's bringing me chips on Saturday. But after the show, I do get a break of 2 days just to kind of eat what I want to eat. And then my coach is going to give me a reverse diet. Because the thing about it is I'm going to be introducing, water back to my system, sodium back to my system. So um, I have to be careful because you'll get really, really bloated. So I can't just go out there and just eat whatever I want. I have to be mindful of what I eat the next 2 days after my competition. But I get right back at it. I'm 16 weeks away from another competition, and that's going to be a national competition where I compete to go pro. So that's the big one. Okay. So the competition I'm doing Saturday is kind of like a test competition, just kind of see how my body look and what I'm looking like and what we need to
Yes.
work on to get me to the level of competing
So
for my
you,
pro card.
so you're going pro.
I want to go
Yes.
pro. Yes. So I will be,
Yes.
training for that. Yes.
Awesome. Well, this has been so amazing. Thank you for taking some time out of your evening. I would be remiss not to just allow you to talk about your multiple streams of income and how we met and, what's going on. Because I know you want people to be fit, both
Yes.
financially and health wise. So talk a
Absolutely.
little bit about your multiple streams.
Well, one of my multiple streams is I have a meal prep business. I've been prepping healthy meals for the last seven years actually, and I have some amazing clients, and I have some some celebrity clients too now, and I have some NFL clients now. And
Oh, wow.
so I'm just grateful for my clients because they've been with me for the last 7 years. So I have that business. I also have a body contouring business. I melt body fat cells. So that's another business that I opened up a couple of years ago that's doing really well. And then one of my meal prep clients told me about Forex trading. So I have a financial business. Also, I took a course and learned how to flip houses. So I have a real estate investment company where I flip houses. And also, I have an Amazon store. I just purchased that store about 8 months ago. So I'm really excited about that store because
Incredible.
it's starting to really take off for me now. So
Oh, that's amazing. Now, y'all, I don't know if y'all were counting. That's at least five. That's at
yeah,
least five streams. But look at
yeah,
the wisdom in that. If
yeah,
one thing shut down, she has something else to go toward. And I'm
yeah.
I'm just so happy to be a part of the My Econ team for the financial forex trading and options trading, and we have learned so much. And I saw our dear friend Senta said hello, Miss Angela said hello, and a dear
Hi.
friend of mine, Tracy, said hello. So if they're still on,
Hey,
hey
guys.
guys. That's awesome. So how can people reach you? Do you train just like someone is training you? Do you fitness train as well, others?
No, I do not personal train people anymore, but I can refer you out. So if you are looking for a personal trainer, I know some amazing people that not only personally train you one on one, but they can also train you through Zoom. So really there's no excuses anymore. Online training. So I do have some connects through that. But I have my meal prep business. So if you need, I help you lose weight through food. So, but I am in the Dallas Fort Worth area, and I can be reached on Facebook under Felicia Cox. You can also find me on Instagram, and my Instagram name is Iron Divas with an S. And you also can, I have a website. It's Iron Diva Enterprise.com. So I can be
Uh,
reached at those places.
Well, I'll be there Saturday morning. And if y'all have just joined or you've been watching and want to know how you can support Felicia or just come see her in action. So there are tickets that are available. The competition starts at 9 for pre-judging at 9 a.m. It's going to be at the Waxahachie Convention Center. You can show up and get tickets, or you can go online. It's scrolling, Felicia, but do you know the web address for it?
You know what? It's on my page, so I'll
Okay.
repost it on my page, so they can just click on the link, but they can buy tickets at the door too.
You can buy tickets at the door. Y'all come on out and support. I mean, it's time to get out of the house anyway, and bring your mask, what have you. If you had both your shots, I just heard something released that if you had both your shots, you don't need a mask, but use your own wisdom. But Felicia, thank you so much. You've been a powerhouse and such an inspiration, and you have a great evening.
Thank you for having me, Roz. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.
All right.